Hello everyone. In this first video I would like to talk a little about the idea of creativity and the creative process. I will try to say what a creative process is and why it is important for artists and designers. Creativity and the ability to be creative is a very mysterious thing. It is almost like magic in some ways. It is one of the things that makes the human species different to every other species on our planet. People are generally fascinated by how works of creativity are produced. Think about the most amazing painting you ever saw. Think about the most interesting book you ever read. Think about the most thrilling movie you ever watched. Think about the most innovative invention you ever used. The question that people most often ask successful writers or artists or inventors is, where do your ideas come from? Where does your creativity come from? This is a very difficult question to answer, and often we will find that 100 different creative people will answer this question in 100 different ways. So, can we really say anything definite about creativity if it is so different and unique for each creative person? Studies of creativity and creative people have shown us that maybe if we look closely at the creative process, we can see some things that creative people have in common. First of all, let's try and define what we mean by a creative process. A process is something that requires a number of different steps or stages to complete. A creative process is the steps that are taken in order to achieve something that involves the imagination in some way. This could be something really simple, like a 6-year-old child drawing a picture of a house and a garden. Or it could be something very complex, like designing an entire haute couture fashion collection, or designing the entire layout of a best-selling magazine. A creative process is necessary to produce a painting, a garment, a song, a book, a building, a phone, a movie. The list is endless. What we often find is that creative people, artists or designers or musicians or architects, will develop their own creative process that is suited to the kind of work they produce. A creative process that is also suited to the personality and way of working of the individual artist or designer. However, what we often find when we investigate different creative processes is that there are a number of similar elements in the creative processes of many different types of creative people. Looking at some of these similarities can give us a very valuable insight into what a successful creative process should look like. It can also allow us to look at our own creative processes and decide on how we could improve, how we could become more innovative in our design work, and how we can improve the creativity of the work that we produce. So, in the next 3 or 4 videos, we are going to look at a number of steps that are common in the creative processes of many people who work in the creative industries. I hope that these videos can give you some useful ideas for your essay.